take a look at this. It's an article, it's an op-ed actually, in the New York Times from columnist Bret Stephens. Quote, Hamas's control of Gaza must end now, end quote. Former State Department advisor on Iran, Gabriel Noronha, joins me now. Bret Stephens says Israel must destroy Hamas, and that's in the New York Times of all places. What do you make of that?
Well, when you have a group which kills 700 civilians in one day, the Israeli leadership can't accept their continued existence and the existence of their political leadership. And so I think there's a consensus in Israel that they have to effectively decapitate Hamas leadership. The hard question is what comes after that. Who is going to replace leadership in Gaza, and will Israel actually go back into that region? Your viewers may remember Israel left in 2005. They said, we just don't want to be part of this and governing this area anymore. There are a lot of people who are now saying that was a historic mistake.
Do you think that the administration, the Biden administration, will fully support Israel and give Israel what they need to do the job?
We've seen a troubling pattern in the last couple of years where they say that on day one after terrorists attack Israel, and then a few days later they're calling for ceasefires, restraints, de-escalation. The way I think about this is I would be aghast if any country after 9/11 had said that we needed to be restrained in our response against them. We've already seen Secretary Blinken tweet and then delete a tweet calling for a ceasefire. So I'm not confident that there's actually a concerted response here from the Biden administration. I am seeing positive developments on a lot of the arms shipments. There's bipartisan agreement that we should replenish Israel's Iron Dome interceptors, and that's something for Congress to take up immediately now that they are back in session today.
The bigger picture, if I may, up until Saturday, the two-state solution to the problem, Mideast problem, was very much in play. Is the two-state solution totally dead this Monday morning?
I think what we saw on Saturday was Hamas advancing the one-state solution, and that state does not have space for any Jews or Israelis. I don't see any political support for the two-state solution anymore. This was an escalation that, to me, kills any idea of that political solution. The whole point of Hamas's invasion was also to derail the peace plans between Israel and Saudi Arabia. Their leaders have said this. Iran's leaders have said that is part of their intent. And what they want to do is they want to see footage of Israel's retaliation into Gaza. And then they want to use the videos of destroyed buildings as sort of propaganda leverage so that the Arab partners say, hey, we have to back away here. And so it'd be a mistake for anyone to fall into that trap.
We will not fall into that trap. Gabriel Noronha, thank you very much for being with us, sir. Always appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.